Negative emotions are vibrational frequencies that are generated by your organs or glands in response to stress, experience, a negative thought, or an imbalance in the body. They are normal and valuable part of life, an important part of your inner guidance system. But it can get trapped if the emotional process is interrupted somehow. A trapped emotion is like a vibrational energy ball that gets trapped in the body, and it's about the size of a clenched fist. So if you think about every time there was an overwhelmingly negative situation that happened and you did not go and be creative, let it go, express it, experience it, it did get trapped in the body. So you imagine your body and how many fists does it take to fill up a body? So they're all crammed in there, and then we can see it in our aura. We can feel it. It starts playing out in how we think, in our paradigms, in our perceptions, in our perspectives. They can exert a distortion effect on your energy field. I work with 6 different categories of trapped emotions. There's prenatal. These are typically absorbed within the 3rd trimester, but it's definitely possible to absorb them from our mommy when the 2nd and 1st. Preconception. These are energies that get passed down from the time of conception. What's going on in the parents' world when they conceived you. There's inherited trapped emotions. These I like to call on the ancestors to come forward and help when we're doing a session. They are always ready. They're so excited to help release it. But sometimes these trapped emotions can get passed down for generations and generations. I had defensiveness trapped in my colon, and I've always had lower back problems. And the day I released it in my bed, sitting up, my back was killing me sitting in a certain position, and I was like, I gotta finish this session. Let me just do one more trapped emotion. And when I released it, I'm not kidding, I felt relief in my lower back. It blew my mind. And then we have the common trapped emotion. These are like just hours that we collect over our lifetime. Anywhere we can find a pinpointed age if we want to. I just decode what the age is, and then we release it. There's shared trapped emotions, so if a very intense situation happens between 2 or more people at the same time, they're going to have the same vibrational energy shared. So we can see how many people it's shared with. We can ask names if you really want to get down to it. But you know what the coolest thing is, we don't need all the details. Sometimes we'll need to pinpoint an age just to get a year, so the subconscious mind can have that pinpoint in order to release it, but we don't always need it. And there are absorbed trapped emotions. We are all sponges. So if you're living with somebody who's constantly stressed out, constantly angry, you're going to absorb it from them. So we don't want these negative vibrations in our body causing havoc on our emotions and our physical health. So what we do is we find them, we identify them, and then through superposition principle and intention and our governing meridian, we release them. And they cannot return ever again. I know it sounds crazy, but this is what I do. It's changed my life. It's changing other people's lives. It's amazing. You might be thinking I'm crazy. Well, this is science-based, okay? The subconscious mind is a computer. It retains data. It's an informational database, and it's 99% of your intelligence. So everything that happens around you since the day you were born, and obviously inherited stuff too, information gets stored. So what I do is I decode through my system, and we find out the information that is ready to be retrieved, and then we basically delete it like a computer. It has no choice but to do what we command it to do, because it is a computer. There's no one that this will not help. If you have a heaviness in your life, if you are grieving, if you have trouble getting past something that happened to you, holding on to betrayal, holding on to abandonment, holding on to guilt, worry, fear, nervousness, anxiety, effort unreceived, if you tried to love someone and they didn't receive it the way you wanted to, terror, all these things, unworthiness, panic, chaos, conflict, creative insecurity, these are all very common negative trapped emotions. And being that it's in the subconscious mind, you might not be aware of them. So that's where I come in. We sit, you don't have to say a word. You just allow the process. I do the work, and you just receive it. And usually, one and done, unless you're like 6 months old, there's gonna be more than one session needed. So what I do is set up 3 based off of one goal or one issue that we're working on. We can release up to 10 per sitting. And then you need to process. And then you need to integrate. So we will ask how many days you need. Your subconscious mind knows everything that you need. Thanks to quantum physics, quantum mechanics, there's a few different ways that we can have a session. Typically, we do this over video. I share my screen so you can see exactly what's going on, and we do it together. If you know someone that's struggling with addiction, with grief, with fears, insecurities, somebody who's just not ready to be seen or be vulnerable with a stranger, that's totally fine. You can surrogate for them. We can do animal sessions. Animals have a subconscious mind too. We just get their permission, and if they say yes, then we move forward with it. Typically, a lot of animals are absorbing their owner's emotions, so just get ready for that truth if the mirror comes up and the answers are yes, it is the owner instead of the animal. So we would clear it for the animal, but we'd also need to work on the owner. We have facials. So one of the bonuses of the luxury customized facial treatment that I do is while the masks are on, there's 2 times when the masks are on. The exfoliating enzyme mask is about 15 minutes, and at the end it's 10 to 15 minutes with the other mask on. So during that time, instead of me just sitting there like a weirdo or leaving the room, I do body code. So it's a very relaxing experience. So those are the options. We can also do it through email. You would just tell me your intention, tell me your goal, tell me your issue, and then I would do the session remotely and send you notes afterwards. When you're ready to raise your vibration, to let go of the past, to step into a more full, fulfilling life of light and freedom and confidence and peace and joy and presence, I am here. Book a session. It's in my service menu as Raise Your Vibration. If you'd like to have a consultation, that's on there too. It's free. Love to see you.